My next adventure begins. I'm actually leaving Texas a little bit sooner than I had originally planned. So I've had something come up and it's time sensitive, so I need to return to Washington in order to take care of it. So I'm leaving a little bit earlier than I was going to, and my flight is tomorrow. So I will be flying out of Dallas to Spokane, and because I had to book a flight on such short notice, I have a pretty bad flight. So I've got a layover in Denver, and in total the flights and drive time and everything is going to take me probably about 8 or 9 hours before I reach Spokane. So I get into Spokane really late, like 11 p.m. or something like that, and then I'll be back in Washington. From there, I actually have Gabe coming to pick me up. So I left my car with Gabe, so he's been hanging on to it, and he is actually going to bring it to Spokane, and then we're going to drive back together to Washington. So at the moment, I'm going to be staying on Gabe's property again. A little bit ago, I guess, almost 8 months ago, I guess now, just before Christmas time, we were staying at Gabe's place, and so I'm just going to go back there for a little bit. But it's just a pit stop because I'm also, I won't be like staying on a mountain, but some of my gear is still up there, so I need to get to my Connex, and I need to get a lot of my gear and get ready for Alaska. So I'm 99% driving up. I have gone ahead and decided that the best bet is just to drive, and I'm gonna go ahead and make the drive. It's too bad I can't take my bike, but I actually need the vehicle because I'm gonna be basing out of it, and with the vehicle I can haul a generator and stuff like that. But I can't believe the journey is about to begin, and I'm planning on documenting it now. One thing is, I don't fly 100% well. I'm not the best flyer, not because of like nerves or anything like that. It's actually fun, but I get sick, so I will get like sicky, and I will often throw up on planes. Not always, but sometimes I will definitely like throw up and get kind of sicky on it. Also, I don't have a specific, trying to get this thing right, there we go. I don't have a specific seating, so I'm just randomly gonna be seated somewhere, and I'm hoping that it's not a middle seat. Window I'm all right with. Aisle is okay because I'll be going to the bathroom splashing my face half a dozen times probably. So I don't know how much of the airplane itself I'm gonna be able to film, but I'm gonna try to document the whole thing. And as always, if y'all guys want to subscribe and like this video, it definitely helps me out a ton. And drop any comments to questions y'all have. I really appreciate the support, guys. And I'm really looking forward to putting more content on here and done like in show format, like I've said before. Now, obviously, there are some places when I'm traveling through that, you know, that I can't record. Like, I don't know how airport security feels about, like, filming going through security. I don't think they like that, but I might ask them, and if they don't mind, I'll try to set up and do that. But I'm also going to be rushing. You know how it is when you go into an airport, guys. It's like it's always rushing. But I'm going to be flying out of DFW, and I'm going to be landing in Spokane. And, yeah, so I'm taking off tomorrow. Aside from that, once I get in, it's gonna take me. It's still gonna take me till probably September 18th before I get everything prepared to make the trip. Because a lot of times in Alaska, now on the way there are places to stock up. Like Ketchikan's got a Walmart, you know, Juneau's got big stores and stuff like that. But then once you get out of like Haines, Ketchikan and places like that, the stores become fewer and further between. Prince of Wales Island has several smaller stores, nothing like Walmart, but they've got like some pretty good stores, so you can still stock up on supplies. But I'm going even further out. So I may or may not be staying in Sweetwater Cabin now. I still have to do a little research about like what properties are for sale, if any new ones pop up, because the property that I was going to get was really close to Kaufman Cove, but that property has sold, so that's not an option anymore. Luckily in Alaska, so a long time ago in Alaska, you could literally camp anywhere as long as like 200 or 500 foot off the road or something like that, and you could pitch a tent and literally pretty much just camp anywhere permanently. Nowadays, they've changed the rules a little bit, and you can only camp for about 14 days in a regular forested, like public land. It's like Tongass National Forest, and so you can only camp there for about 14 days. You can't chop down trees or anything, and you got to make sure that you don't leave anything behind, obviously. So I'm probably just going to be camping out in the woods somewhere, in the literal, just in the woods, which is also dangerous, but, you know, I grew up there. I'll definitely watch my back. One thing you can do to that is just get your back against a tree, basically. Even if you've got a tent, you can set it up like against kind of a tree. It just gives you a little bit more something to go for if like bears do come through, because there's a lot of bears in the area for sure, especially. So I'll be it looks like I'm gonna not be staying at a campground. So there's Eagle's Nest campground, which we stayed there a long time ago when Dad was recuperating from his coma. We went to Prince of Wales Island, and we actually stayed in a campground for a while. But I don't, it's been a long time since I've been there, so I don't know if the campground's still there, if it's grown up more, if they're gonna charge an arm and a leg to stay there like Sweetwater, which got way more expensive than it was. So I'm probably just gonna do the regular freestyle camping, which is my preferred method and how I grew up anyway. Though it would be nice to be able to chop down trees and actually build a small house, but that's not an option on property you don't own, of course. So I'm probably going to be camping there, and after 14 days, all you have to do is move about 25 miles away from your camp, and you can set up a new camp for another 14 days. You have to be away from the original camp for about 28 days before you can come back to that one. So depending on how long I'm going to be there scouting the property, you know, just getting back with nature, I can just bounce between 3 different locations that are gapped out by 25 miles apiece and just kind of recirculate. But that should be plenty for me to camp there. I'll obviously be taking like protection and stuff with me. You don't want to go up there unarmed. It's also going to be hunting season, so I'll have a hunting rifle. I'll have a shotgun, which is best to deter bears. So when I was growing up, we never hunted bears. We hunted deer, we hunted like duck and stuff like that, which we also stopped hunting duck because once there became so many of us, because it just took too many to feed us. And we just didn't feel right about taking that many ducks to feed us. So we mainly just ended up hunting deer and of course like fish and stuff like that. We'd fish up fish and crab and shrimp. But we never hunted bears. So we were always, growing up, we were always taught that like bears are not animals you hunt. I know a lot of people do, and some people hunt for trophy and stuff, and some people do eat the bear meat. But we never did. We never hunted bear. We just stuck with deer because we've known too many of them. They're very, very family-orientated animals, actually. A mother bear will sit there and play and watch her cubs, and they just sit there and play, and they're so human-like and so smart, and they don't really behave like, you know, a prey animal. And so we never gear to like hunt bear. So I'm not gonna be hunting bear. I'll have a 12 gauge to use as a deterrent in case I am actively attacked by a bear, which I pretty much know how to avoid that as well. You want to be a little threatening, but not too threatening. So you want to hold your ground, but you don't want to be aggressive, because, you know, a bear might just run away if you're like holding your ground. But if you become aggressive and you make it upset or angry, then it's going to make it where that bear, instead of like running away and going ahead and circling back around, it's gonna just attack you. So the shotgun is for a deterrent and a just in case. So the first shot that I would do is always at the feet of the bear. Overhead works too, but if you put it in the ground and you get it just right, then it'll hit a little bit of like rocks or dirt onto kind of like the bear's feet. Won't hurt it at all, but kind of gives it a little bit of a scare, but not too much of a scare to make it like super upset. So I'll be taking some weapons with me, of course, for protection and stuff. I'm going to be taking some supplies. I'm not going to be taking a lot of supplies, just what my vehicle can hold. And like I said, there are some towns spread out where I am able to stock up on supplies if I get swamped out on hunting. It's been over 5 years since I've been on a hunt, and if I get swamped out on fishing. But this time of year when I'm going up, the salmon should be running in the streams, the deer should be there, and it should be the perfect time to be up there for me. For someone that is not used to Alaska, going out around the time frame that I am is not a good idea. The weather is rougher, the animals are meaner. It's not the best time to go up unless you're like someone who was like raised there, or you really, really know what you're doing. I was born and raised in Alaska, so I was actually born in Wrangell, Alaska, which is in the southeast, very similar to where I am actually going now. It's actually one of the places that has a hot spring. So Wrangell has a hot spring. Tinneke Springs has a hot spring. They smell strongly like sulfur, very, very strong. Like, I don't know if you've ever lit a flare, but if you light like one of those handheld flares, that smell is what the hot springs smell like in Alaska, at least the ones I've been to. But I know what I'm doing up there, but it's one thing I reminded Noah of as well, and that I'm going to keep in mind too. Though I've done a lot of solo hunting, I've camped out by myself, and in the family, I was probably the person that was out by themselves the most, just because I cover a lot of ground and stuff. I'm all often like run and jump and stuff like that, and I've got pretty good stamina, especially back then. I thought I could go all day. But I do want to be careful. It is dangerous, and I do not have a wolf pack with me. I'm going to be there by myself. I might meet up with Noah for a little bit, but for the most part, I'm going to be there completely alone. Anyway, guys, I'm just keeping y'all guys updated. Please be sure to turn notifications on, subscribe to my channel, drop comments, and thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. God bless and stay extreme. I will see y'all guys on the adventure.